Hello, my name is Dr. George Machaki, and welcome to Introduction to Business online offered by the College of Lake County. This is our last week. You finally made it after all this time through the whole semester. This will be this last week, and then and then the following Monday or Tuesday, you will have your final exam. So let's just do a real quick overview of what you've learned. This class, online class, for some of you was probably the first online class you've taken, and you did well. For others, you've taken other online classes, and this one may have been more intense, more involved than some of the other online classes you have taken. I just want to make a point that the College of Lake County, their online classes are almost are equal to your face-to-face classes. You've done interactive software using LearnSmart from the publisher. You have very intense interactive forums, not just one post. You've communicated, you learned how to connect with other individuals. You've learned the subject matter. This course here, this introduction to business corporations or businesses, provided you the experience and the knowledge of understanding all the functionalities of business, from accounting to finance to management to advertising to for lack of better words, towards the economics, towards marketing, everything you could actually think of that every business from small to large you've been exposed to. They call this, in academics, call this a survey class. I like to refer to this as a smorgasbord class. You taste a little bit of economics. You taste a little bit of marketing. You've tasted a little bit of HR. You've tasted a little bit of advertising, a little bit of finance. So all these courses, all these chapters that you've taken or been introduced to in this semester is your foundational base. Now you'll take me or another instructor for marketing. You'll take me or another instructor for finance. You'll take me or another instructor for economics. You'll take other instructors for accounting. And now but the whole beauty of this course is that now you know how the pieces fit. Look, I could go in and I could look at a car and I could say, there's an alternator, because I've been trained, you know what I mean? There's where I put the oil in, here's where I put the water in for the radiator, but I have no conceptual idea. What does the radiator do? What does the alternator do? What does the battery do? I have some kind of idea, but I don't know how they all work together to make that vehicle, that car, run forward. So here's the rationale. So if my car won't start in the morning and I go and I hear a click, 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 and I'm going, click, 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 it must not have enough power, electricity, or battery power, 12 volts, to start that car. So I already know that it either has to be the battery, has to be the alternator, most likely it's the battery, but I'm not going to go and check the oil to see why it's not starting. I'm not going to kick the tires because it doesn't make sense. If I get the oil light on, I'll look at that. So what I want you to understand, this course takes all the functions of every business from small to large, and now you understand. You may not thoroughly understand how all those functions operate, but in your mind you have a plan to say, I understand. For me to advertise, I have to have a marketing campaign, and for me to advertise to what customers, I have to do market research. I look at the area open up, I take that research, I have to analyze it. Now I know who my customer bases are, who my customers are. I know who my competition, what are they doing. Now I could develop a marketing plan, and after I develop a marketing plan, I'm looking at it, how am I going to communicate? That's the advertising, is the communication part of it. And in the marketing, I had the public relation part of it. So then I had the promotion part. How do I get people to come into my store? And after all that, how much is this going to cost me? So I have to take some data. I have to look at the accounting. I have to look at the finance. Where's the money going to come? How am I going to make my business grow if I don't have any finances? Do I use equity financing or debt financing? Debt financing, basically taking IOUs, equity financing, bringing partners, or selling shares in your business. So what you've done here is now you understand the whole business functionality. The next part is this last week, you're going to be tested on your knowledge. So you're going to now you're going to take all this knowledge and you're going to create what we've been working on in here. You're going to flip on here your major paper requirement, which will be due this Friday. I might let you kind of sneak into Saturday. Okay, so you're going to turn in your major paper, and we've already been working on that. And then you're going to basically you turn a major paper. Let's see, major paper, and I'll go into that. So the major papers require so many verbs, concepts, vocabulary, and this tells me I'm opening up a business, or I'm opening up a new venture, or I'm expanding my operation. And so I have to do what we would call a feasibility study or an action plan. Basically means the same thing. I'm going to, before I spend money, how much it's going to cost me, how much I have, where am I going to open up? Is it feasible? And that's what you're going to do with the paper. You're going to write me, it's like a feasibility, a minor business plan, for lack of better words, just to see that I've got the money, I've got the idea. Can my business be sustainable for the next 3 to 5 years? That's what investors are looking for. Good idea. I'm going to fund it. We're going to open up, and who's going to manage it? So you're going to write that paper. Part of writing a paper, you always have to do a presentation. In my face-to-face classes, you will actually do a presentation that's recorded. In this online class now, because Blackboard's doing some modifications and some enhancements to the, going forward, you'll just provide me a PowerPoint. 5 slides, easy PowerPoint. Just tell me, just the bullets as you would be presenting in front of a class. So you wrote the paper, now you have to present this. Remember, your PowerPoints are just going to be a way of how do I get my attention? How do I stress the main points that I want out of my business or feasibility study, whatever I've been going to be writing on? How do I convince the investors or people to read the paper? So I'm doing my real quick sell on that, okay? And then you'll submit that. So then the last thing that's going to be required this class is going to be a final exam. The final exam will take it's 100 questions. I think it's like 2 hours, just like you would in a regular class. And then you would, this tells me. So some people say, I've got enough points. Look, the final exam is now, do you actually know it, the material? You know the concepts, you know the vocabulary, you actually were able to apply your learning into this paper, you apply your learning into the PowerPoint. Now, so the PowerPoint, let me just go in here. So let's go in here this week. So what you're going to have this week, you have one forum. Okay, and I'll put the form in here and put it in here. You have one form that's worth 25 points. So if I'm going to go into the discussion board, and I'll just make the link in here for you. I just forgot. Okay, here's your form, your last form, and you'll focus on your feasibility paper worth up to 20 easy points. Okay, use this form to ask the class or the instructor any question. Remember, I've got other classes that I'm working on. I'm grading papers. So this last week, everything's coming together. Similar to you. You have other classes, you're writing papers, so you're doing everything else. So help each other out in a forum. So you could use the forum saying, hey, I don't have any more questions. Goodbye. My fellow classmates, goodbye. My favorite, Dr. George, my instructor. Or you could ask questions. How do I do this? What kind of a format does he want? And a lot of people, well, everything you want you're gonna find in my major paper requirement. I have a video that's there an hour. I have concept maps that tells you the 7 headers and everything that's required. So you'll do well. We'll be discussing this. Now, if you have no questions, you still have to say, Dr. George, thank you for this class. I have no questions at this time. You're still required to look into the forums to make sure if someone has a question and you know the answer, that you'll be able to respond. This is part of this learning experience, is how to communicate to people in a virtual environment, what we're looking at in Blackboard or on the internet. It also helps you Learn how to connect, how to help others within your team or within your company or within your department. Don't always look. Remember, networking is you don't always get everything. If I help someone else scratch your back, you got to scratch my back, right? That's not how networking works. I help you because I know the information. I'll help you. I have you as an ally or a resource. Down the road, I may need your help, and you go, you know what? I don't want to do this, but Dr. George helped me, or Sally, or Kevin, or someone helped me in the class, and I will help him or her. This is how you build your network. This is what I'm trying to do in the forum. Now, so you do your so you've got your forms here. All right. So let's go back into our weekly assignment. So you'll post it. You have to do in the subject area. I got a question. I got this. It's open form. I have no questions. You'll get the 20 points. You have questions, but you're still required to log in and ask other individuals if they need some help. Now, so you're going to have to this now. So you're going to come in here. Your PowerPoints and your papers are all due this what do you call it? This Friday. So make sure you submit it here. I have two files. This one is for your PowerPoints. This one's for your paper. It says feasibility plan, and I should write paper. And this one here's your PowerPoints, 30 points. Now, if you want additional points in your PowerPoint, I haven't required it here. You get the 30 points. Give me the 5 PowerPoint slides pertaining to your operation. Don't cut and copy. Just give me the bullets. If you record this on a YouTube or you do the narrative, when you're doing the PowerPoint, you actually embed your words. There's things in PowerPoint. I'm not going to teach you PowerPoint. Click on there and you can do the recording and you'll put your words. That could be worth up to 20 extra points. In the following semesters, what they are requiring at the other school, you will have to do a regular presentation. Either you, and the reason I held off here because Blackboard is coming along where I could do like a Go meeting, only something in Blackboard. So we will have a time set aside where students will be able to present their presentations live to the rest of their classmates, and everyone's listening to that. But right now that's not here. So right now do it this way. Show me the YouTube. If you want the extra 20 points, over the 30 points for your basic PowerPoint. So if you just give me the basic PowerPoint, you get 30 points. If they're good, give me something to it. And then if you do a YouTube, you could have everyone in the YouTube world look at it, or you could create a private. If it's private, you have to supply me the link and make sure I'm in your network in there so I could view it to grade you. And then you'll get an extra 20 points. So for the PowerPoint, you'll have 30. If you do the recording, some of you may want to do that, you'll get the extra 20 points. It'll be extra points. It'll be like extra work added on there into the whole grade. Okay? So that takes care of that. So you have your paper here. Let me just do this real quickly. Remember, I am live, so whenever I do this thing live, feasibility, major paper. Okay? I'll do it this way. All right, so we're finished, and I think that's all I have to do. All I want to do is say I want to thank you all for, remember, and you already know how to submit the paper and the PowerPoint. You've done that through some of the homework assignments. That's why I incorporated it. But in a quick overview, you've done well. If you think my class is a lot harder than some online classes, remember, we're to prepare you so when you take an online class at a four-year university, another university, you're going to find out Dr. George was the easiest online instructor I ever had, even though now you're looking at it. I know some online classes you've taken, either at this school or another school, you just you log in, you take a few tests, and that's it. That's not learning. That's just you're a good guesser. Here you had to write, you had to communicate, you had to justify your positions within our discussion boards, the homework, basically testing you, the software and the YouTubes and the videos made this class almost as real as you would be in a regular face-to-face class. I teach both, and I think I understand more of my students in my online class because you're forced to tell me your point of view. In a classroom, I say, hey, if anyone has any questions, I may call on you, I may not call on you, but it's a different way of learning. So you've done it, you're almost at the end. Don't give up now. You see the finish line there, and you'll be doing well. And what I'll be doing, I'll be making sure all your grades are current. making sure that that I didn't miss any grades that you've done, like some Learn Smarts that you might have done that might have not uploaded. Make sure you keep an eye on that. Let me tell you, Dr. George, I missed this and this, and you could place that in my in your in this forum. It's an open forum. This is the last chance you get to talk to me, last chance I get to talk to you and say goodbye to your friends. You made a lot of friends and you've learned a lot. I mean, this was not an easy class, and for a lot of students you're going, hold, I don't want, remember, it's a smorgasbord. Every course you take, every chapter we talk here could be 2 or 3 full chapters. This class is just like the basic instructions, so you know how all the parts fit and what are the functionality. You understand that. You know more than the vocabulary because you basically could expand everything else. So what's required now? When you turn in your paper, remember, I do for my teams, they turn in 4,000 or 5,400 words. Your individual, I need a minimum of 2,400 words, about 300 words per page. I don't count the pages. I'm looking at the word counts. You need all 7 headers from executive summary to the recommendation statement, and look at my concept map. You need vocabulary, at least 35 within the paper. Easy. Look at my mind maps, and marketing, dividends, profits. You need 6 citations outside, and remember, they don't have to be academic citations. If you went into George's hot dog stand, I'm open to George's hot dog stand, and I went into Jake's Hot Dogs or Portillo's, to their sites to find out how the pricing, their menus, and everything else. You could utilize that as a reference here in this thing. The references in business APA style have to be within the last 5 years. Remember, in business, I'm a practitioner. I take this information, I do this, and I'm going to make it happen within the next 6 months. Okay? Grammar, turn in Blackboard, and same with PowerPoint. So again, enjoy your summer. Some of you will be taking me in the summer in other classes I teach, but I just want to thank you for, I learned a lot from the forums, more than you think. I hope this was very interesting. I know it's an intense course, but that you come in out of here, you have a solid foundation. So when you take marketing, you take accounting, you understand what's the importance and how does it fit into the whole picture of business functionality. So once again, thank you for taking this class at the College of Lake County. The College of Lake County does offer a lot of other courses online or face-to-face. Look me up, call up the business division and say, hey, what are the classes? I took Dr. George, I just said, I kind of like the way his style is. And what are the courses? For some of you, it might have been too intense. You might not have liked all the form, you might not have liked all the work. That's your call. My job as a consultant or a contractor, adjunct instructor, is to teach you that when you finish this class and I give you your grade, and the grade you get is how much effort you put in, just like I would be paying you. Remember, your grades, you have to look at your grade. A, B, and C is academic currency. If you didn't do all the forms, or you kind of skipped some of the work here, and you're at a C and a B, I always get A. Then if you're working for me and you didn't do all the things that were required at a job, you definitely will not be getting that high appraisal rating in business. So this is a reflection. So look at that, and don't always look at it as homework, everything else. You have to look at it. You're going into business. You're taking these college classes. So when you go into your first job, you know how to write. You understand how the functionality works. Even if you're not going to do anything in your work, it's beginning to be more work. Now I know what my boss is doing. Now I know what the company is going. Now I know how I should interview. Now I know how I should promote my product. Everything you've learned here about promoting a product, you could utilize that in promoting yourself. You are a provider of a service or product, just like I'm providing a service by showing you and helping you learn business, not only from the academic perspective, knowing the concepts and the vocabulary, but from a practitioner aspect. Here's how it actually happens in the business world. So again, I know I got to keep this under 20, but this is the last time I get to see you, or at least talk to you. So enjoy your summer. Even if you're taking a summer class, I'm taking a couple of summer class. I'm teaching a couple of summer classes here in another school, a couple of finance classes, marketing. I teach a variety of classes, and that's why I enjoy it, because in business you have to know them all. And I'll see you either on campus, or I'll run into you, or I'll see you One day I may even come to your place of employment as a consultant. You never know where Dr. George shows up. Again, thank you for taking this class with the College of Lake County. I hope this was a good learning experience, that you learned something, and that you remember, the grade you got is the effort you put into it. No matter what, if you put in a lot of effort in here, you've got the A. If you put medium effort, you got the B and the C. And some of you didn't put any effort, and I have no choice. But in work, I give you your F, for lack of better words, or I give you I unhire you, because we want to be politically correct. I don't fire anyone, I just unhire you, and it doesn't mean anything. Remember, take this as a learning. You didn't do what you did. Next time you take an online class, here's what I have to do. I have to be more active. Remember, the forums are to help you able to communicate your perspective, your ideas, your narrative, for lack of better words, in a written communication form. All right? So I'll see you on campus, and thank you again for signing up. And remember, College Lake County is an excellent school, high quality instructors. You work for your grade. We help you, but we prepare you for not only for your business job, but also for your career, for lack of better words, but also those of you who are transferring to a four-year university, you have a good solid foundation. I think statistically, most College of Lake County students have a high success rate once you graduate here at the college at a 4-year. You won't have no problem at all. Be a little bit harder at 4 years. The concept's a bit more writing, more required of you, but you're already like a runner. You're already in shape. Okay, bye-bye. I'll be quiet now. And have a nice summer. And thank your family and friends for, because you spent all this time doing your homework. So reward them. Take them out to dinner. All right?